Welcome to the Just Zander podcast. I'm your host, Zander Gray, and this is episode 24. As you can see, it's a whole different setup right now currently. I'm just playing around in the room. You know, if you know me, I'm always changing all the time. And oddly enough, right now, currently, it's pretty late. It's 11 o'clock. I was playing around the room and I figured, why not? Why not just record? Because usually, again, I record on a Sunday and get it all done, edit, and then release on Monday. But today's a different day, you know. It's a Saturday night. I'm pretty tired, so I don't know how long this is going to go. But today, and also I have a little desk going. I might go a little longer. I don't know yet. I might. Depends on how I feel. Full disclosure, the camera doesn't go longer than 29 minutes and 59 seconds. So if it cuts off, I'm going to record it again. The audio is just going to follow through. I'm just going to add some weird visuals for like a few seconds and then I'm back. So today I want to address something. I want to talk about something that I didn't really notice before. Like it was there. I thought I stopped doing it, or I thought that I was aware of it, and then I was made aware of it 100%. And I'm pretty embarrassed. I'm pretty ashamed about it, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so I was doing some video stuff, right? And while it was recording, my wife wanted to come in. She knocked, and I was like, I think I was a little bit flustered, but if anything, I was fine. There was somebody in the room with me. We were filming something, and when I saw it, how I was talking to her, it felt normal. Okay, it felt I was being playful or whatever. She had to leave, and I just noticed how I was acting. In the video, it was still recording. And, you know, while I was filming, I was editing it through. It wasn't going to be in the video anyway. And I watched it and I was like, why was I talking to her like that? Like, what an asshole. And then I was very ashamed. I was very embarrassed. I was very rude. I was very disrespectful, even though at the time I didn't think I was. It was the dynamic of how we were talking. You know, we cuss each other all the time, but we'll get into it. But I was, so I was watching the video and I was like, I was like, whoa, really? That's how I was acting? That's how I was talking to her? That can't be true. That can't be right. And I asked her about it. I was like, hey, is this normal? Like, does this happen often? It's like, yeah, I'm just used to it. I'm like, and I just felt bad and ashamed and embarrassed. And then I couldn't believe it. I was so ashamed. I mean, as you know, if you know me, if you listen to me, I love my wife unconditionally. You know, we're not perfect, obviously. You know, we argue and as normal couples do, a normal husband and wife do. But we work at it. We communicate as best we can. But we have our, arguments and stuff. It's never like crazy. You know, we've yelled at each other before, but we always come back and communicate. But I was so thrown off by that video. I saw that and I was just, wow, that can't happen again. That is ridiculous. And I think I only do it in front of other people, and because we're just playful and stuff, but it looked and sounded like I hated her. It sounded like I didn't respect her, and which is not true at all. And I have to address it. And I wanted to talk about it, and I apologized incessantly. I was like, I'm really sorry for doing this. And it's not her responsibility to tell me to not do that. You know what I mean? Like, it is my responsibility to be a good husband and to be a good man, to be a good human being, to be aware of that behavior. And again, we play around and we tease each other, but what I saw was something different, and it was kind of alarming to me. So I wanted to rectify it, and then it's so uncomfortable for me because I'm looking at it like, wow, why was I like that? Why was I disrespectful like that? It's not supposed to be normal. I need to be better at it. I need to be better, period. And to me, it was like another flaw that I have to work on. And it's not a bad thing. Like, you should always work on your flaws. You should be aware of your flaws. You should be aware of how you are and how you're acting and whatever, And I don't know if this is in front of me. I can't really see. I'll move it down a little bit. And so I was made aware of it, and I apologized. And I just start realizing, and I start looking back, have I always been like that? And then the question to you would be, or in general, why do we, again, I can only speak for myself because I look at how I talk to my mother, I look at how I talk to her, and I love my wife unconditionally. I love my mom, my mother unconditionally. I love certain people in my life unconditionally. And sometimes when I get too comfortable, I'm being myself, But that shouldn't be it. So the question to me, to you, to everyone is, why do we treat the ones we love sometimes with such disrespect? And it's so hard. I think, and I can't speak for, I don't know, I can't put it in generalities. I can only use myself as a reference, as a reference, because I only know my life. You can observe other people, but essentially you can only notice what you do. So I'm just trying to look back as far as I can. And I think, again, this is no excuse. I think when I was younger and now, I was made fun of. I was never the cool kid. I was never the popular kid. I got along with most people, most of the time. And again, I don't want to put race into it, but being Asian in a very mixed community, and the little microaggressions or whatever that I can only speak for myself. Asian men aren't strong, aren't capable. Sometimes they're weak. You know what I mean? So I've realized that at a very young age, and at least from other people teasing and whatever, bullying, whatever, I dealt with it. And what I had to do for myself was, okay, then I need to be the outlier. I need to be strong. I need to be capable, smart. I need to outwork everybody, and that, that chip on your shoulder and I needed to be, I guess, alpha in a sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. Being a man and being in charge is okay. But I'm also in touch with my emotions. I'm able to tell another man I love them. I'm able to hug another man, and if I had to kiss someone in the cheek and stuff, I have no disregard. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. But at the time, also one of my favorite colors is pink. Not saying that pink is a female color or feminine, whatever. I love pink. I just realized pink is one of my favorite colors. Pink, teal, purple, blue. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So at a very young age, I had to be very capable and strong, and I had to be, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just realize that people, when they talk to me, like, oh, you're very intimidating. Again, some people, most people, whatever. I have a very, I guess, strong or awful, I would say strong resting bitch face. This is my regular face, like this. Check it out. Okay, you can only see this on video, but this is my regular face. I'm really thinking, or just anger running through my veins. It's just this. I can't tell, but I don't know if that looks angry or constipated or whatever. But most of the time, it looks like anger, and and so. But I think I had to be that. I had to have good. Oops. I have to have good posture. I have to be strong. I have to be capable. So wherever I go, anything, I project my voice. Anytime to talk to somebody, I have to be firm handshake and all those things that I had to be and become. It's so innate and so ingrained in me at a very young age that I had to be that person. I didn't want to be another. I wanted to be different. I want to be unique. And I didn't want to be called. I don't know if there's anybody that is, should have turned that off, huh? Sorry about that. I didn't want to be, if there's a lot of other Zanders, I didn't want to be Asian Zander. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to be Zander. I wanted to be Zander. Zander the artist, Zander the podcaster, Zander the creator, the philosopher, the whatever. And that was my goal. And and is that healthy? I don't know. But to go back to what we were talking about, what I was talking about, I'm asking myself and you, do you do that often when you disrespect or talk down to your loved ones, And I don't do that out of anger or whatever. It was, and sometimes I get super passionate about something, and I want the best for all of my loved ones. I want the very best for them, including friends and family. And when they don't get it or they don't understand me or whatever, I get angry. And that's something I have to be aware of and address and I don't want to say fix, but attend to, And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to talk to her like that anymore. I don't want to talk to my wife like that anymore. I don't want to talk to my mom like that anymore. I'm going to work on being more patient, listen more, and just be a better human being. I always push to be kind to others, to be kind to yourself, to be compassionate, empathetic. And And yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm very flawed, but I needed to see that. I needed to see that I still have a lot of work to do on myself. And the only way for me to love other people and love those around me and help those around me is to first be aware of what my flaws, be aware of what I need to work on, love myself unconditionally, so I can love those around me in my close circle unconditionally. That's why I always keep working on me. I, for one, to help with my sanity, too, so I'm able to be more prepared for what's to come. And what would that be? I have no idea. So I want to be better, and that that video really bummed me out, man. Like, it really, I shouldn't be talking to her like that. I'm very ashamed about that. I'm very embarrassed. And maybe it's not as bad. So I'll give you a play by play, So we were doing something. She came in the room and the room was a mess. I was trying to get stuff ready. My friend and I, we had like the short arguments. I was already flustered. Again, no excuse. I'm just telling you the story. My throat is dry. And so she came in through the door. I was like, okay, don't let the dogs in. Shut the door. Shut the fucking door, and we cuss each other a lot. So I was like, shut the fucking door. And then, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's like, oh, I'm leaving. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I should give you a kiss. And then so I went over, give her a kiss, give her a hug, went back. And then my buddy was asking her something, and it was a disagreement that I had, and she was like, oh, she's being playful. I'm just like, no. Okay, go, bye, goodbye, you don't exist, bye. Like, and I was doing that. Maybe to you it wasn't anything, but to me, when I saw that video, I was like, oh my God, dude, you're such an asshole. And again, she talks to me like that all the time too. And that's no excuse. And I joked with her before. I was like, how come when you talk to me at home, nobody's watching, or you're not on tape, And she says she doesn't do it all the time. She does it all the time. Whatever. I have a podcast. She doesn't, so I can speak. When she has hers, you can listen to her on her side. Anyway, just jokes. So I was like, how come when you talk to me like that, nobody's around to see? And then when I do talk to you like that, you're this perfect, cute, beautiful lady, baby girl, but it's in front of friends and it's on tape and I'm the asshole. We joked about that and she's like, oh, well, But again, the bottom line was I really felt bad about it. And I want to be better, I want to be aware of it. And I think that comes with growth, and I think, because sometimes when you're super comfortable around people, you just, you be yourself and you don't notice the things that you do. And then you have to go back to like nurture, right? You have to go back to how you were raised, the people you were around. You have to really go deep. And again, nobody's perfect, but you have to go deep. You have to realize, like, wow, like, I didn't know I was doing that. I needed to see that on video to know that, oh, why was I doing that? So now I'm diving as deep as I could to see, why was I doing that? So I don't know. Is that like a? I gotta grab my mouse real quick. It's not an actual mouse. It's just the computer mouse. It's USB connected, so I can have it here while my computer's over there, my laptop's over there. Technology. So, so is that a guy thing? You know what I mean? Like I had to dive as deep as I could. Is it like a guy thing that we do that, or is it because of my upbringing and the things that I had to deal with growing up? Was that part of it? So I don't know, because I'm alpha, quote unquote alpha. I had to be alpha, so I had to like project my voice, posture up, beat my chest and like listen to me. Is it part of that? I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see, I'm gonna keep working at it. I need to start meditating and really dive deep and really, so I've been talking about therapy, right? I think everybody should get therapy, no matter what. Even if you're having a good life, I think it's good to talk about the things that either you don't feel comfortable talking about, or just be aware and address certain things in your life that might hinder you if you don't talk about it and stuff like that. And especially men. I think men, depending on how you're raised, I think we need to start, again, I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm just speaking for myself. We need to start being more open and affectionate, and you can still be a man. Here's the thing. You can still be a man. You can still provide for your family. You can still, I hate this phrase, but you can still man up. That's okay. You can still, but you still need to talk about your feelings. You still need to be, I think being vulnerable is strength. And I think that's okay to say. It's okay to fucking cry, man. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. You need that outlet, And not even that, you need something to, like for me, I've been lucky, even though growing up, my father wasn't there for me, even though I had a weird upbringing, and we can get into that the next few podcasts. I'm going to be talking about my life anyway. I was lucky that I was raised by women, by my mother and my grandmother, my grandfather too. My grandfather was there. He was my role model, and but the only way I was taught to be how to be a man was inadvertently also by my father, through nurture, by him not being there. My grandpa technically didn't teach me anything. I learned everything from him through perception. He's very funny, very charming. When he comes in the room, he commands it. When he speaks, everybody listen. And I admire that. I looked up to that, and I want to be that. And then my father, on the other hand, was never there for me. He stopped giving a shit about me when I was 10, maybe. My sister was perfect, and that's okay. She was the ideal kid, ideal student. Growing up Asian, they want you to have great grades, and I couldn't care less about any of that shit. I wanted to play sports. I wanted to live my life. I was a boy. I was a young kid. And my friend experienced the same thing. When you're a kid, be it male or female, whatever, or you know what I mean? When you're a kid, you're not supposed to know everything, for one. You're not supposed to be mature. You're a kid. You're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to play. You're supposed to explore and do something that's of interest. Like, I want to paint. Go paint, kid. I want to play soccer. Okay, here's a soccer ball. Kick it around. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? sometimes you have to do stuff like that to know what you might want to do. That, what happens to, when I grow up, I want to be a race car driver. When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. When I grow up, I want to be a soccer player. When I grow up, I want to be a garbage collector. When I grow up, I want to be a truck driver. I want to drive a bulldozer. What's so wrong with that? What's so wrong with a kid saying all that? Why does it have to be, when I grow up, I need to be a doctor? Why, when I grow up, I need to be a lawyer? I need to have a good job with benefits. And look, there's nothing wrong with being a lawyer. Nothing wrong with being a doctor. But there comes a time where it's okay to, well, dude, when I was younger, I wanted to be a race car driver. I still do, Never going to happen. And that's okay. But luckily and what, music was an accident, by the way. I'm a musician, I'm an artist. But when I was growing up, I was playing sports. I was playing soccer a lot. But my father didn't want that for me, because being an athlete or soccer or whatever, you're not going to make money. You're not going to get a good job. You're going to be like a piece of shit, pretty much. That was what my father was thinking. And that's unfortunate, because soccer players are especially European soccer players, are the top, highest paid athletes in the world. Come on, Dad, you should have just let me play soccer. So I wasn't able to play as much as I could. By the way, I was very good. I was very athletic, but it wasn't in the books. So I ended up listening to music and playing music, because that brought me joy, and started writing and stuff like that. So, so I don't know. I don't know if that was a direct effect on the line of my path, if that makes any sense. Like, all of that, little things, having a chip on your shoulder, having to be alpha, blah, 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 but also being lucky enough to be raised by women, lucky enough to be able to cry if I need to, or just talk about my emotions, and playing music or whatever. Playing music really helped me get to that. Now it's about diving even deeper. So all I'm saying is, dive deep in your mind, dive deep in your life. And those little nicks in your life, those little stepping stones, or those little events in your life, plays a part in your future and in your present life, because the things that you might think is normal might be abusive, might be what's that word? Might be incredibly wrong, I guess. It might be unacceptable. So the timer is counting down right now. It's going to go off in a bit, and I'm going to start recording again, because I want to keep going. I didn't expect to go longer, but let's do it, because I want to talk about it a little bit more. I didn't think episode 24 would be the slightly long one. So if I right now in the middle, if it feels like I'm trying to find the right words, it's because I'm paying attention to the timer right now, which sucks. The goal is to get another camera so I can record longer than 29:59. I hate that number now. 29:59. 29:59 is the colon. And 3, 2, 1, and it stops. So I'm gonna do it again. Hold on. And we're back. Hey, luckily audio, you're gonna be just fine. So, yeah, so I hope to dive deeper and to be aware of it. I know I'm going to fuck up. I know I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to keep making mistakes. It's going to happen. I know that. I'm aware of that. But I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to recognize it, take ownership, and then address it. And then we'll go from there. Hopefully I can grow. Hopefully I can be a better person, better human being, better man, better husband, better everything, But it takes work. It takes that self-awareness, that it takes that you have to say that you want to start doing that. If you're not ready, that's okay. If you're not ready to go see a therapist, if you're not ready to really dive deep, it's okay. I think it's okay. But you have to start moving in that direction. I like this table because I can lean on it. It's so weird. Like, I'm starting to like, I've only done it once, but I like doing this late podcasting. It's so quiet. I'm in my head. I am who I am in my head. I got to make a shirt for that. Would you buy that shirt if I were to make that shirt? I'm curious. Oh, I'm going to go for a little bit longer and then I'm going to call it. But I'm not really tired because I think screens and lights and whatever, but I like this setup. I have this little desk here by the window. I still have to set up some lights to make it look more appealing. It's blue right now, but the goal is to have it more purplish to go with the theme that I have and I want. So anyway, let's just recap. Let's just finish up here. So I was made aware of my behavior. I was made aware how I was talking to my wife, and then I was diving deep to kind of hopefully recognize if it was my upbringing, if it were nature, or if it's like an innate thing. I hope that it's not. So I want to address it. I want to fix it. I want to not do that anymore. I'm sure like we're going to have our arguments or whatever, but I shouldn't talk to her like that, especially in public. You know what I mean? Unless it's playfulness, but it wasn't playfulness. And I'm ashamed of that. So I want to talk about it, and we've talked about it. We dive a little bit deeper. So in conclusion, I hate saying that, in conclusion, I think the question I have for you is, to the listeners out there, is there a time in your life where you weren't aware of how you were behaving, and then suddenly you were made aware, and what did you do to rectify it? What did you do to I guess fix it, remedy it? And yeah, let's talk about it. So I separated my podcast from my IG because my Instagram, it started becoming more and more podcast, and it was supposed to be music. And again, like before, I didn't really have any goals for the podcast, but now I'm starting to put down some goals of what I wanted to do. So I want it to grow, including with my music as well. So I want to separate it. So for my personal, I'm so gassy. For my personal IG, it's going to be strictly music and then a little bit of personal stuff here and there. And then I made myself a different IG for this one, for the Just Zander podcast. And I hope if you're listening, please follow me. Right now, I am currently putting the past videos to kind of keep up. And then once I hit 23, It's very close. It's like 18 right now. When I hit 23 episodes on the IG, then I can start putting actual things like that's happening right now. So I wanted to at least get those out of the way. So if you could follow me, it's at Just Zander Podcast. I got that. That's my social. I got that name. I got that thankfully. So my personal one, music one, is at Just Zander, and then my podcast, this one, is at Just Zander Podcast. And then Twitter would be at Just Zander Pod. And I want to make an email for it. But for now, if you want to have a conversation or talk or whatever, if you like what I'm doing, if you have questions, if you have some comments, please hit me up, DM me on at the Just Zander Podcast, preferably. But if not, hit me up at if you have any music questions or whatever, please do hit me up on that one. And also on Facebook at Just Zander Podcast as well. So thanks, man. Thank you for taking the time. I'm changing a few things around. I'm restructuring a little bit just because I need to write certain goals down and move ahead with certain things so I can get to where I want to be. So a lot of work, but I'm here for it. Okay, so the last question to myself, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for being able to be aware of my actions and be aware of my behavior and I'm also grateful for wanting to remedy, rectify, and address it. There's no more, I need to be more fearless on those type of things, and I'm slowly taking the steps towards that. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for wanting to be better. I'm grateful for my ability to want to be better. And I can only thank my parents, including my father. I can only thank my friends and my family, that are close to me, to that pushes me to be better. And then of course the people that I follow and idols and whatever that I look up to and respect. People out there continually inspiring me. And I hope that whatever you are going after, whatever your goals, I hope that you get it but it's going to take work and you are able to do that. And I want you to know that. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time. You can find me at my socials, like I explained earlier. And be prepared because more things are coming. So thank you. I love you all and have a great, great, great week. I'll see you next week. Peace.